because I've got some free time this evening.
Yeah.
Flaking people. I'll probably try and use that time to get the self-hosting stuff sorted. Okay. I think it's doable in one like evening/night. I just need to get my ass in the gear and actually do it. And so what I'm sort of thinking is I still think the value for value has more life in it yet. So when I first did it, it was sort of like examining the concept of what it is, and sort of like getting into the philosophy of it, almost like the ethics of it. Yep. When should you do it? How should you do it? Like what's behind it? Why you don't want to maybe talk about tipping? Why you really want to emphasize value for value? Why you sort of want it's connected to the like quality of your show, so you can't have a shit show and expect good value. It's this whole sort of cycle. I think I did 17 episodes all up. But once I chatted with Adam Curry, it was sort of like that was the build up to that conversation almost, and I like it was good. It was a good build up because that was probably the most research I've done. If you look at my notes that I typically take for conversations, it was like double page. I had so much stuff there. So with all that being said, I sort of just dropped it because I was like, oh, there's like hard. It's hard being consistent, being like every week on every Thursday or whatever it was. Now that they've sort of implemented live, I can see myself if I put in like a good chunk of time right at the start of learning things, setting things up. Yep. I can hit the button, record, stop, maybe do like a couple little small things, and then it's done. Yep. And I think I can commit to that again. Okay. Oscar also has mentioned like, it would be kind of cool to see how other people do it. So I'm sort of thinking of it as like almost like an emphasis show of like, here's how different podcasts are, like a podcast review show almost. So it's like, here are how different podcasts do value for value. So I'll talk about ours. I'll talk about the book review one of ours, which is much different than this. It's a lot less emphasis on like straight up in your face. I put that right towards the end. I would examine other cool shows like the Intergalactic Boombox podcast, the Podcasting 2.0 itself. There's a whole bunch of Bitcoin ones.
Yeah, just the way that they promote it in different ways. Yeah.
So I think and sort of like examine how each individual person does that. Maybe some nuances of why theirs is good, what they're lacking. So it's sort of like a review show slash getting into like, okay, we've talked about the ethics before. Now let's see how people are putting it into practice.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Okay. So that will sort of be like season 2 almost, which we've never done on ours. So
no, ours was just season 1, episode X.
Yeah.
Plus 1.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah. So we'll see. I really, I just got to get my ass into gear and
actually put it into practice. Okay.
And actually do it.